Today's video, I know I probably said this a million times, but it's going to be kind of different, actually. Like, I don't think this has ever been done before on my channel, like a video like this, but it's going to be like where I talk about, like, a specific scenario or like, a specific situation and how it would have played out. And, by the way, this isn't political, this is a gaming thing. The situation I'm talking about is if PS3 and Xbox 360 got Fortnite. As you may know, the Xbox 360 and PS3 never got Fortnite because it was 2017, and while there were still PS3 and Xbox 360 games being released, there weren't many. Call of Duty had stopped in 2015. Madden had stopped the year prior, and NBA 2K was coming on their last year, and FIFA was coming on their second to last year. Now, these consoles are still supported, and I believe the 360 was manufactured up until 2016, like mid-2016, and the PS3 was manufactured into early 2017, so it's obvious these consoles are still being supported then. And I still think they have support on them now, and warranty, because the PS2 actually ended support in 2018. That is true. It didn't end support in like 2012 like you may have thought it did. The PS2 had online support for a game until 2016. So yeah, it could have been, but I don't think it would have ever been. But we're going to go into a scenario on how they could have done it on PS3 and Xbox 360. And so, it only came out on Xbox One and PS4. Sadly, never came out on Xbox 360 and PS3. But it could have been. So we're going to go over two big scenarios on how it could have been released on Xbox 360 and PS3. The first way is if Fortnite was never delayed. Now, Fortnite was a PC-only title at the time of reveal, but it was revealed in 2011 as with like a late 2013, early 2014 release, or something like that. Like, people figured it would probably be out by like late 2013 to early 2015, like that time frame, like 2014. In 2014, a lot of games were still being released on the Xbox 360, and even some exclusive games. Now, at that time, Fortnite was a PC-only title, and there was no Battle Royale mode. But let's say, hypothetically, that Fortnite never really changed and had a lot of creative, interference during the early stages of its development. Had a really amazing development track with no real bumps in the road, and actually released in 2014. But this time with a console release date. Now, it could have been a next-gen only title, because there were next-gen only titles at the time. But if it released in 2013, 2014, like mid-2014 is like the area I'm targeting right here, it probably would have had an Xbox 360 and PS3 version. Now, what do you think the original Fortnite Save the World would have ran at on, like, PS4? It probably may have ran 60. It currently runs 30. It's very, very ambitious on PS4 and is using most of that hardware. But I do think Fortnite Save the World probably would have ran 60 FPS in the original version, because it didn't use as much. It was like a very cartoony game. It was decent, good graphics, but like not as good as like the current graphics we have now, which are like realistic but also very cartoony. That's probably what it would have been like, and Xbox 360 and PS3 probably would have ran the game at like 30 FPS, and PCs probably would have ran it at 120 at the highest settings and like the highest top-of-the-line graphic card at the time, and probably 30 for like lower end and mid-range, probably in 60 for like decently high-end to higher mid-range PCs, but I digress. So yeah, if Fortnite did have a very stable development cycle and came out into original projected release of like mid to late 2014, quarter 2, quarter 3 of 2014, it probably would have had an Xbox 360 and PS3 version. But what if Battle Royale was thrown into the mix? This is where it really gets interesting. let's say Battle Royale was released in 2015, like around the same time as Save the World. So let's say Save the World released in 2015, and Fortnite, seeing that Battle Royales are probably going to get popular with like immense foresight or something, kind of like how they're seeing like how creative games are really going to get popular now. They decided to make a Battle Royale mode and release it in the September of 2015. Now, it's currently exclusive in September 2015 to Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Now, the game, if it released in 2015, may not have come to PS3 and Xbox 360, but for the sake of the video, let's say it did, and it came around June of 2015, maybe May of 2015, maybe even July of 2015. Let's just say for the sake of the video, came out on the last-gen consoles. Now, Fortnite on those consoles probably would have ran not amazingly for Battle Royale, but it could have probably ran fine on 360 and PS3. It probably wouldn't have ran great, like I said, but it probably would have stayed a consistent 60, and probably would have had like the more primitive Season 1 graphics, which weren't super primitive, but as the seasons went on, like, you could tell, like, yeah, the old graphics, while they do look nice, they probably look like they probably could run on the 360 and PS3. At that same time, the game probably would have came out on Wii U as well, although it was failing. 2014 definitely, but 2015, if it did come out, it may have not come to Wii U, the Battle Royale mode. But let's say Battle Royale comes with the launch of Season 2 in December of 2015. Now, PS3 and Xbox 360, their servers for Battle Royale are doing pretty well, because and then a lot of people had already gotten a PS4. I'm thinking of the PS5 at the moment, because I just got the PS5 and a lot of people aren't able to get one. But we're talking 2015 here. Not a lot of people are able to get a PS4 or Xbox One, but by then, yeah, a good amount of people have them. They're starting to get into like the main meat of their life. And the PS3 and Xbox 360 are nearing the very end of their life as like manufacturing as their manufacturing life. So I basically think that the servers would have been up until early 2018 with the release of Chapter 2 Season 2, because we're going 2 years ahead now. And let's just say that 2018 is when Chapter 2 Season 2 released. Now, that probably would have been the end for Fortnite. And Chapter 2 Season 2 would have been the end of old Fortnite on Xbox 360 and PS3. But the game would have kept going on PS4 and Xbox One. Now, this also begs the question. Let's say that what would happen if the game was released on last-gen consoles in 2017? 2017 was not super long ago, and this was the time when, like, if you didn't have an next-gen console, you probably were stuck in the past at this point. Like, I mean, I know some people can't get them, but if you were a serious gamer and you didn't, like, if you were like really into gaming and could afford a next-gen console, you probably did have a next-gen console. Like, probably 90% of gamers had a next-gen console or a high enough NPC to play Fortnite in 2017. So, I know why they didn't release it on last-gen. But for the sake of the video, let's say they did. Now, they released it on last-gen, maybe for people who were still on their last-gen consoles, which I was on my last-gen console at that time up until late 2016, so I wasn't even a year out from still being on last-gen. Well, I also had Wii U, but I still kind of consider that like a halfway point, or maybe just completely last-gen. But yeah, it still would have probably done well, but I'm guessing the servers probably would have been shut down Season 7, or they probably would have stopped getting updates and probably would have, probably with the end of Season 7 in 2019. I think last-gen Fortnite wouldn't have done as well as if it was 2015 when the game launched, and 2018 when the servers shut down, or stopped receiving updates 2019 when the servers shut down, maybe even 2020. But we didn't end up getting last gen Fortnite, and I think that's probably for the reason that the consoles couldn't run them. Unreal Engine 4 did not support last gen consoles. It only supported PS4, Xbox One, and newer PCs. But for the sake of the argument, if they use an older Unreal Engine 3 version of Fortnite, which Fortnite was originally going to be on Unreal Engine 3, and even for the PS4 2017 release and Xbox One 2017 release, and they released it on last gen then, Fortnite on last gen probably would have lasted 2 years before, or maybe a year or so before getting its final update, and probably 2 years before the servers got shut down. Probably would have been shut down with the beginning of Chapter 2. And we probably would have also saw Wii U servers go up, but they probably would have lasted maybe like 2 seasons before getting their final update, and probably would have gone down at the time. The Switch servers, either the Switch servers when they came up, or the time the 360 and PS3 servers got their final update. But this also begs the question, when will PS4 and Xbox One Fortnite start to go away? I personally think Xbox One Fortnite will go first, just because the PS4 outsold it like 2-1, although they both sold really well. Although the Xbox One did not sell nearly as good as the 360, it sold kind of close to it. I think it sold like 60 million units, which is still good for a console. But it is not as good as the PS4 or even the Switch. But yeah, PS4 Fortnite, I'd say it has until 2027, if Fortnite's even around by then. And Xbox One Fortnite has probably until 2025. That's saying if Fortnite is still around by then. The reason PS3 and 360 shut down is because they basically got the same amount of sales numbers. But I still think PS4 Fortnite will outlast 360 Fortnite, but I think the game servers will eventually shut down in 2027, and they'll focus on the PS5 and eventually PS6 version of Fortnite. Probably with cross progression. You'll probably see a guy playing on PS4 Fortnite when PS6 Fortnite's out, so who knows. I just wanted to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later with God knows when another commentary. Hopefully soon. I'll see you. Bye.